You are now rocking with the 3-yard play.
Right.
We just figured out a 3-yard play, fam. We're gonna win every time.
Yeah.
Hit that link with you. Come on in.
You're tuned into the 3-Yard Play podcast. Well, the only question is, does it work for you?
Trail got wings, bitch.
We been working all year. It's game time. We all here. We turned up all year. Cause we finna be the champs this year. We been working all year. It's game time. We all here. We turned up all year. Cause we finna be the champs this year. We live in weight just to hold up the trophy. Flag on the plate, cause them haters can't hold me. And 1, 2-a-days and run up the biggest hill just to sharpen up my skills. They hit the scoreboard first, I had to hit them drills. Time I get around the corner, they gon' see my new wheels. After practice, till the lights come on, till they bust ride out and they gone. That rally had us help, my teammate down the steps. Player, we got plays you ain't even seen yet. I post up and fade away like graffiti. Just don't claim it's love when you see us on TV. We been working all year. It's game time. We all here. We turned up all year. Cause we finna be the champs this year.
3-Yard Play podcast.
We been working
brought to you by reality.
all year.
Where it is what it is.
Game time.
You get what you get.
We all here.
So comment and let us know where you
All
live.
year. Cause we finna be the champs this year.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the 3-Yard Play podcast. We have a special holiday edition where this week we tackle the question as to do you, as a black person, still celebrate the holidays? What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
What's good?
Yep, LJ.
Yo.
What up, man? Everything good, man. Still full on turkey and dressing over here. So I guess that partially answers the question. I participated.
You participated.
I did pull up and show up, but at the same time to say celebrate, I don't know if it's necessarily a celebration because for Thanksgiving as we know it, that's really the downfall of the Indians and arguably the Moors and the indigenous people that were here. So,
Right.
celebrating and eating turkey and carving the bird is, almost symbolic of carving us up in our real fall, and kind of how things went overall. So I keep that in mind. There's an artist on Instagram named Yellow Pain, and he did a real cool video, I want to say maybe last year, and I think he ran it again this year, of himself dressed up as a pilgrim going through Thanksgiving dinner and just massacring Indians and made it as bloody as it really was. Yeah, it's crazy. He's walking around damn near cutting babies in half, like CGI, him, and the internet, man, undefeated. But he make you really have to think about it. Like, man, we sit down, Thanksgiving was a lot of pain,
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I'm in a blended family, and I come from a family that, my mother, she was around the Black Panther era, and things like that. So my dad was always really big in history. So growing up, I got to, know a lot more than, some of my peers as far as where we came from and this is the history of, America. And early on, man, holidays, like my grandmother, it was a big thing. We always celebrated Christmas and stuff like that. But it was just really not to knock her tradition. That was her way of bringing everybody to the house, basically, and eating together. But me and my dad and, my mom, we always knew in the back of our heads as, we had to kind of like say, okay, this is just for having an opportunity to see everybody. But as far as actually the meaning and celebration of those particular holidays, we didn't subscribe to. So when I got married, and they come from celebrating those holidays like that, and
it was an adjustment in a way, you know, because I still don't celebrate it, but I don't take away their experience for them to enjoy what has become a part of their life, their whole life. You know, we discuss, um, you know, the real history behind all those things. You know, at the same time, and I think they just like they're so used to uh, being that part of their family structure that it's hard for them to separate from that and meet on different terms. But yeah, I definitely kind of have one foot in and one foot out. I eat. Nah.
All right.
Double of you.
So yeah, with all that being said, the holiday we don't necessarily celebrate, but it has become a family tradition, like you all mentioned, getting together and just enjoying each other. Um, the acknowledgement of what Thanksgiving represents and every other, I'm gonna say BIPOC culture is celebrated every day. You know what I mean? In terms of acknowledgement of what it means and what these holidays stand for in terms of educating my kids, because I don't want to create a disconnect by kind of glossing over it. So it's a full engagement, but it ain't no celebration. It's more of a history lesson, so to speak, tapping into your roots. And then we created our own tradition that's not centered around the national holiday. And that just really find the pathway back home. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because we got enough junk going on in our own families and all that other stuff that we use that, like I said, we jack that platform as an opportunity to get together, you know, and celebrate and start new traditions within the family. We might have turkey, might have ham, brisket, barbecue. It just, hey, potluck, bring what you got, what you like to eat, what you like to drink. Hey, leave your issues at the door. This time is about us getting together, and then we can do whatever else outside of this opportunity. But right now, this is about connection. This is about celebrating each other and being there for one another, and kind of, I always approach it as resetting the norms. You know what I mean? Hey, whatever we dealt with this year, hey, we're going to sit down, we're going to reset and be there for each other and just kind of reestablish family ties. That's the tradition for us. And so kind of like LJ, once I got married, things kind of changed because prior to being married, family was all in the city of Atlanta. You know what I mean? So everybody stayed off pretty much the same street. So we'll meet at grandma's house. And I had both of them, like I told y'all, if I didn't, I had both sets of grandparents until I was 26 years old. So all those holidays was go to either my mom's parents' house first, and then flip flop. So we go to grandma again, I say house on Thanksgiving first, and then Christmas we go to Grandma Moore's house first, just kind of balance out the time, if you will. Like I said, we had to juggle all kinds of family. So it was just about making sure we got together, man, at the end of the day.
Right. What about you, Trip? Like, I know your family is from, where's your family from?
Got a lot of family here in the city, but based out of the Bahamas and Florida. So got a lot of people in kind of Caribbean areas.
So did you celebrate differently?
All in all, well, I have a cousin down near Camp Creek, and he's got a pretty big home, so he generally hosts. So a lot of people came in town and went over to his place, which was nice. So it gives you a chance to really see the extended family like that. So that's a good thing. So that was, really kind of what we did for it. It's interesting because it's still on the heels of COVID. So on the heels of COVID, you still got to take more precautions. You go to the family gathering, you see some people with masks, some people without masks. You know, some people still more diligent about it than others. But all in all, it was a good time to catch up. But I also think, shoot, if you know what they say, when you know better, you do better. So in me learning and understanding, it's like, well, I can tell myself whatever, but if I'm still going through the motions of participating in this, am I still, sending that same energy up and, arguably celebrating our downfall? Or no, for me, consciously in my head, I pull up just because it's an opportunity to see the family. You know, so
Right.
it is a time. I don't have a problem with the idea of being thankful, you know,
Right,
overall.
Right,
But
right,
I
right.
do think that there's a hell of a spin on it for y'all to, you know, commit genocide and, you know, rape, pillage, and murder a bunch of folks and then reduce them to a small area on what was once all theirs. And then
Right.
say, you know, insult to injury, we're gonna call this a day of thankfulness for how we got over on y'all. You know, I think that's just some
That's
that's
tough.
cold. You know, that's some cold
That's
shit.
tough.
So,
That's tough.
Right.
Yeah, I think with me, you know, Thanksgiving, what we consider to be, you know, the American staples, you know, Thanksgiving and 4th of July, you know, I've always had an issue with both of those, like you say, like, how can I celebrate the idea that someone was basically diminished or marginalized or brought down, and I'm thankful for that. So I have to, in my mind, reshift that idea of being thankful to something else. You know, just being here or having an opportunity to be with my family. But as far as the actual celebration of where it came from, yeah, I get uh, some type of feeling for that. And then even 4th of July, like a lot of people always want me to celebrate 4th of July, and I'm like, I mean, you know, that's a time I think, but they separated from from British, and then came over here and did the same thing to us and the Indians. So I just can't. That's not the freedom for my culture. That day was not for freedom. That day, you know. And I get now they're starting to like try to introduce Juneteenth as a day of for us, so to speak. But it's kind of like, you know, we really know what the history is. It can't. It's almost like it's a mind trick to me. Like we just gloss over that whole history. Like really just look past it, and just get into the celebration of just well, let's just celebrate.
trick you into being down with it.
Right? It's crazy, you know. What about you guys? What do you feel about like Christmas or Easter?
Ooh, now I want to just kind of circle back a little bit real quick, and I'll get on that. But Juneteenth for me was introduced at an early age because that was my dad. That was my dad's birthday.
Oh, okay.
And so it was never no lack of understanding of what he said. Hey, bro, it's a national
R.I.P. to
holiday.
the great, baby.
We call it
Yeah.
national holiday because I used to always say, because it's your birthday. He's like, man, it's bigger than that, boy. It's Juneteenth. Juneteenth.
Bigger than Nino Brown, man.
And
Right.
so one of my partners was born on June 19th too. So he and my dad and the family, we celebrated Juneteenth on that time. So that 4th of July was just a weekend off.
Right.
That's how I was raised. You know, it was a
Right.
weekend off. He like, I always heard that all my life. They ain't our day. You know what I mean? And so even with my dad passing, we still make sure we're deliberate and celebrating Juneteenth. Now, the Christmas and the Easter thing, that's tricky. That's tricky for me because I do identify as a Christian man. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I wrestle and I'm fine with questioning a lot of things that I was taught as a Christian black man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm comfortable with that because my relationship with God allows that space to be comfortable with that.
Oh, yeah.
But all that Santa Claus, I entertain that for the kids just for the sake of the mystery, the what is it that what am I trying to say? The fairy tale of it all. The fairy tale of it all.
Yeah.
You know, man, let the kids have something.
The magic of the season.
Right.
And the magic of the season, but never not acknowledging what it was meant for. You know what I mean? Always telling the truth about it and let them have it. But then when the kids got old enough to start connecting, which was like 3 or 4 years old, my little girl was like, man, miss me with that Santa Claus crap. I was like, Lord, you know. And so she has a twin brother, and I was like, hey, let's just let him stay in that space a little bit, you know.
Right.
And but then this the catch-22 on that. When I got married, my wife, you know, she allowed me to kind of let them have that, but she wasn't with it either. You know what I mean? The whole Santa Claus idea and all that stuff, and telling the kids all that stuff, and kind of setting them up for this okie doke. So one of my son, my baby boy, he has he's twice exceptional with ADHD and Asperger's. So you got to be careful how you present these things. So as he got older, we had to break it to him, and it crushed him, man.
Mm.
It crushed him because he was
Right.
like, "Why you didn't just tell me the truth from the start?" You know what I mean? So
Why
that's
did you lie to me?
because now I got to unlearn so much of that stuff that was that pumping circumstance around I guess a fictional character without really knowing the thing. And then the Easter bunny, all that they were never on board with no bunny running around giving them no eggs and stuff. But I think they accepted that Christmas thing because of the gifts that came along with it. That's why I say that. You know, you just played the game, so to speak. But as they got older, we definitely have more intentionality in our conversations around what Christmas means, and it's with us being raised in a Christian household, if you will. But like I said, that comes with some issues too, though, because we had that with my daughter, because she's not feeling it still. She wanted to start her own journey, and so like I said, I'm with it.
Right.
I'm with it. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's a lot that goes into it, man. But I'm really trying to kind of. You know, I was trying to create a balance, but then now I don't have to deal with that. But I don't, so I necessarily have to tell lies, if you will, or
Right.
anything. We could just kind of deal in truth, and now kind of work on her journey because I don't know if she's not buying Christianity right now.
Right.
I probably shouldn't say that on the podcast, but I should have
No,
held that.
straight
I don't know
up.
if that, you know, I don't know if that was told in confidence, but at the end of the day, I just believe that everybody's journey is their journey. And
Yes.
I was thankful that we created a space where she can question and try and identify out where she is. You know what I mean? So just to answer that question, that was important for me to make sure that those boundaries were drawn so she can kind of explore this world and find her space.
True.
I'm gonna pull the flag out. We wrapping up here. We getting close to that 15-minute mark. So I'm gonna just I guess start with final thoughts on the topic. Final thoughts, two things that after hearing both of y'all speak that kind of come to pass for me that I didn't really think of immediately was, you know, I am an American citizen. You know, I'm part of this. I'm over here. There's some part of me that's, you know, part of the American citizen. It's great when you have a passport. It's great when you get a lot of other benefits of being a citizen. So I don't want to throw that all the way out the water, throw the baby out with the bath water. So I do understand celebrating monumental moments for the American corporation. Because overall, this is a corporation that we exist within or that exists within the land that we might have been at before, but right now they're running their business and we exist under that. And so I have benefited from the United States of America Corporation. I can't act like, you know, everything that comes along with it is bad. However, some things I don't think should be glorified and put up, you know, and celebrated as good things when it causes suffering of a lot of others. And then the second thing is just the retail aspect of it. It's about money. You know, over here in the land of capitalism, it's about that money, man. As soon as Thanksgiving rolls around, grocery stores booming. So they getting their money. You know, right after you shut Thanksgiving down, you putting up a Christmas tree. Now you got the music, the Christmas music. You got the retail holidays, all those things. You got Black Friday. So in the land of capitalism, it's really all about money. You know, some of it I used to think it was a sinister plot to just continue to disrespect the legacy of our ancestry and the Indians who lost their lives and all the indigenous people, but some of it is just nice people making money. And they got to have something to roll out every year to get you re-excited. Same way they got new products for you to buy. And, you know, sell to your kids and get you any kind of way they can of, hey, man, it's time for you to dig in that pocket. And if that means we need to play some music, make you feel away, get around your peoples, whatever it is to massage your shoulders and get you to where you're going to spend that money. So, you know, I think that has a lot to do with the holidays in America as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And a quick comment to that is, shoot, when you after Halloween in my community, boy, they throw up all that Christmas stuff. We don't even make it to Thanksgiving before you see all that stuff. So just want to throw that in.
Time to pay.
Like you say, they start trying to get that dollar early.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I would like my youngest. She has just got into Georgia Southern, and
congratulations.
Yeah. So she's that's my second alma mater. Yeah, appreciate that. And that's my second alma mater. You know, I had went to Navy first, but then Georgia Southern. But anyway, I wanted to give her something to you know, congratulate her on that feat. But my wife wanted me to give it to her like Christmas, because it was, pretty expensive. And I was like, I don't need a holiday to give her something. I want to get out of that phase where only time of importance is something that people expect, and it just needs to be a day of giving anytime you can give. It doesn't have
So you appreciate it every day.
Every day, it's just like, people don't want to come to, they don't talk to their family until they go to a funeral or something. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, we need to start appreciating everyday life, everyday just interactions with each other, regardless of the holidays. And that's what I wanted to instill in her. So she understands that it's not, Christmas is, even if you were Christian, whatever you want to decide it to be. And I applaud you for allowing your daughter to go through her journey on, and find out who she is. But it just needs to be outside of any type of religion. You choose a day of appreciation of people, your people, regardless. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would leave, and like you say, Trip, we do benefit in some aspects being in this corporation. You know what I'm saying? We can't throw everything out we have. So yeah, man, I'm always mindful of that and just keeping that in my head on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I can dig it. Well, shit, y'all been locked in with us here at the 3 Yard Play Podcast. We appreciate you. We love you. Happy holidays. Hopefully you got to enjoy you and yours. And if you not rocking with the holidays at all, we also feel you there. Hey, stand strong. Keep the fight going. But either way, just, give thanks every day and appreciate the experience you have in this life and those around you, and your loved ones. Holidays also time where you get to see people that don't have family. So be grateful for the family that you do have. And if you know people that are in need or don't have, then, look out for them or go that extra mile.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah,
hey, y'all stay tuned in, like, share, subscribe, please comment, let us know, how y'all feel about the holidays, where you at really right now.
Yeah.
And if you want to tell a funny story, anecdote, just say what up, chime in, please. But that's it, man. 3 Yard Play Podcast, we out. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
You see, the thing that separates us from every other group of slaves is the fact that
Thank y'all for tuning in today and every day. And remember to keep running your 3 Yard Play.
Look at them mouths, we feel like flowers, they gon' grow. We gon' water season, watch that harvest flow. I've been crunching numbers.
Cause we know heroes are made in the off season.
There should be no reason
and grinding slow is better than crashing out
we
for
get that
dough.
money bound for, we don't run it.
So say, young brothers, remember,
don't fulfill the promise.
just get 3 yards every day. They can never
I can't
stop.
read that narrative, so ain't no need of calling us. You ain't never had to tell your kid being black was a sin, cause his skin was reflected through America. Taking care of us was just a handout, right? But it was fair when free labor was just as nice. I can bet you your life, your kids living alright. Cause me and mine had to
been
do
rocking
it or
with
die
the 3
every single
Yard Play
night.
Podcast.
I get mine, yeah. You get yours, yeah. But together, nigga, we gon' get some more, yeah. Look at them mouths, we feel like flowers,
So
they
like,
gon' grow.
subscribe, share,
we gon' water
and let's
season, watch that
discuss.
harvest flow. I've been
What's up with
crunching
us?
numbers, winter, fall, spring, and summer. There should be no
Thank
reason
you.
that the baby
Tuning in
never
to
hunger.
3
When
Yard
we get
Play
that money
Podcast.
bound for, we don't run it. I only
Folks
pledge
on to
allegiance
it.
to go fulfill the promise. Time and time again.